Mm. What's up, guys? Okay, don't be scared, but this is gonna be another rant went video that I always do, and I guess this is just a personal notion, that whenever we were young, we are really naive and we really fell with people. We really get attached to people because we're vulnerable, and that's something that comes naturally because when you're young, you feel like that you need to be socialized, you need to be attached to someone, you need someone, and so on and so forth. And it's really frustrating because when you initially first talk to someone, or you have feelings for someone else, that what happens is that you get attached to them, and then if it doesn't work out, you're all depressed and shit, and you like all sad. And it happens to all of us. I mean, at some point in your life when you were, I want to say, 18 to 21, you probably got attached to someone, you probably liked someone, and it just didn't work out. I guess the frustration for me boils down to the fact where you're not over someone, and everyone tells you focus on yourself, just focus on yourself, focus on your education, and that's what you do. Your 18 to 23 years of age are like so critical because this is where you're going to high school, you're going to college, you're trying to find the right job, and you have all the stress of really transitioning to this adult. It irks me because everyone tells you that, oh, focus on yourself, which is all proper and which is all good, which is what it's supposed to be. But the moment you start having success, or you start, saying, hey, look, I achieved this in my life, people call you conceited. People call you self-attached, which is retarded. It's idiotic to be absurd. It's idiotic and absurd to such an extreme point because society tells you, hey, focus on yourself, don't be vulnerable to this or that person. You might get feelings, you might get attached to someone, and you do that. It takes a long time to heal, but what you do is you suck up and you focus on yourself. You get determination, you get small success in your life. And the moment you show that, or the moment you display that, or the moment you feel like that you have something to show, whether it's your graduate degree, or whether it's your house you just bought, or your new car, people call you conceited. They call you self-attached. Why is that? It's the first fact that you're trying to be humble when you have feelings for someone, or when you're trying to attach yourself to someone. You're being vulnerable to them, right? You're humbling yourself by letting the other person know that you may want or need them, right? And then the moment you get over that hump, or you get over that phase, suddenly you become conceited. Suddenly you become self-absorbed. I mean, it's such a hypocrisy, especially in the Muslim communities, where you tell a kid to focus, right? You tell a kid to focus, and you tell him not to do this, not to do haram, not to do all that, and then at 24, 25, you expect him to find a wife, you expect him to either get married, you expect everything hunky and dory when you have put him in such a bubble, in such a sheltered life. And I mean, in America it's different because a lot of kids are assimilated in different ways. But majority kids that have grown up in conservative environments, that's that's the challenge they face. The challenge they face is the fact that they've been in a bubble. They see that other people that do other haram stuff are being successful in life, and that's what really triggers their change, because they're like, what's the point? What's the point of me being religious when this person has done this? And it's in the Muslim Ummah, it's so prominent because there you will find a spectrum of kids who are really innocent, or kids who have put up an innocent front, and then they do everything and their parents are not aware of it, and yet they're still fine. I guess the problem, the thing that irks me, the thing that really irks me is, people tell you to focus on yourself, and you do that because you understand that at the end of the day you might only have yourself. And then the moment you begin to show that, you're called self-conceited. Now, you don't specifically show off to society or to people to impress them. You just say, "Hey, look, I made something out of myself," and it's human nature. Any person, if they have passion for their success, if they've achieved something so hard that they've said, "Hey, man, I struggled to obtain this," obviously they're gonna show it, right? So how does that make one conceited? How does that make one self-absorbed? Because at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do as an individual person. That's the whole pinnacle of the American dream. The American dream is to be individualistic. We don't live in a communistic society where everything is for the nation or the state. We're living in such a self-centered, self-individual, powered, where everyone has their own, has their own paths, and the socialization is only through social media these days. People don't even interact face to face. We don't even do job interviews face to face anymore. You can do it over Skype. The thing that irks me is that don't tell kids to, you know, be self-focus on themselves, and which they do, and then be pissed off if they're conceited, or if, you know, if they're showing off, or if they change, because that's their right, that's their haq. They have the right to justify that because you as society told them that, or you as a person told them that, and you feel that you're obligated to tell them because for somehow in some way you feel righteous, or you feel that you've already gone to that path. Look, you have to let other people make their mistakes. Their learning curve is gonna, you can advise them to a certain extent, but you need to make them learn their own have them own mistakes, so they learn and they nurture off it, because not every bad thing in life, or not every failure in life is masked to a success. Sometimes you just need it to culture or harness or cultivate your growth. And that's what it's all about. You know, let some people fall down. You can kind of safeguard them. You can just tell them, hey, it might hurt you in the long run. You know, for example, a smoker will understand that after X amount of years, this thing screwed him up, and that he has to go to a doctor, and he has to do this, or an alcoholic. Kind of let them do their own mistake to figure that out. So I'm just gonna end up with that. Like, you know, don't be pissed off when people are self-focused or self-oriented, because that's what they had to do. They had no other choice. They felt that in order to get to that hump, they have aspirations, they have dreams, and they have goals. But with the other person, they didn't do that, right? Because they became vulnerable. So, you know, don't get mad. It's as simple as that. And that's where the frustration, I guess, you know, I wanted to really talk about in this video. All right, guys, peace out.